YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today's video, what I want to talk to you all about is why, what I think the reasons are why we hate our jobs and why we don't like working anymore. If that's something you think you want to, something that's interesting to you, please stick around and let's get into it, shall we? Okay. The first reason why I think we no longer like to work or why we don't like our jobs is, y'all, let's face it, work is a toxic cesspool. I don't care where you work, it's just nothing but drama and toxicity. Can I get an amen? Do you all agree? Drop me a comment. I mean, seriously, it's no matter where you go. Now, my current job I've been working at almost 20 years now. And I can say, I think initially when I started, I wasn't aware. I think I was naive to a lot of these things that I'm going to mention. But to me, it didn't seem as toxic as it is now. But it probably always was. I just wasn't aware of it. But yeah, the toxicity, the drama, it's pretty bad. It's really, really bad. And I guess I'm just super sensitive, maybe, or super aware of it now. But yeah, it's pretty bad. The gossip and he said, she said, and, you know, people telling each other's business. And yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's really bad. And ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, really, we all grown, and we should behave that way. But sadly, a lot of people, frankly, they just act like kids, and in a lot of these workplaces, it feels like high school. Like, like really? I'm sorry, y'all. It's my dog. He's barking. But yeah, it feels like we're in high school. So yeah, nobody has time for that, for the drama. Okay, so that's number one on my list. See me looking down at my notes. The second thing, y'all, is it takes away from our freedom. Frankly, yeah, we're not free. Our time is on our own. You go to work, you do your 8 hours or however long you work for the day, and you belong to the workplace, or you belong to your employer, whoever, that may be. So you just can't, we can't get up and, yeah, we can't just get up and go and come and do what we please, right? Because we're getting paid to do a job. So while you're there, you belong to them. And that's pretty sad. Depending on the type of job, but for most jobs, it's lack of freedom. For most of us, we can't just show up at work whenever we feel like it and leave whenever we feel like it, right? In dreamland. So, that's another thing, just loss of freedom. You just can't, come and go and do as you please. Your time is somebody else's. So that's the second thing on my list. The third thing, well, I kind of got into that already a little bit, is you don't have peace. When you go to work, it's full of drama, he said, she said stuff, and it's just not peaceful. We have to deal with, toxic leaders, supervisors, co-workers, sometimes customers, and we just don't have peace. So, you go to work, and in a lot of cases, you just feel like like you're on a defense in a lot of cases, and we just can't relax, and it's just not peaceful. So I guess that's why they call it work. I guess it's not supposed to be peaceful, and we're not supposed to like it. So that's another thing that's on my list. And also, it affects your health. The stress and stuff that we encounter while we're at work, it really does affect your health. Whether we realize it or not, the stress that we take on, we manifest it, and we manifest it upon ourselves, and then that can play out at other things throughout our body, health wise. It can lead to high blood pressure, it can lead to diabetes, cancer, even. We just don't realize, how stress does really, really affect you, health wise. And we have to learn how to manage that stress so that it does not affect our health. But yeah, if you're stressed out at work, it's just not good for you. It's just not healthy. And I know we've heard that before, but it really, really is true. And the older you get, the more that plays out, and that the more that can be true. And the last reason I want to go over is you're never going to get financial freedom, y'all. By us working these 9 to 5 jobs, we're never going to be free financially. We're not going to get rich, working these jobs. Yeah, you can put your money away, you can save, you can cut down on your spending. But the bottom line is, we're not going to get rich. We're not going to be financially free or independent by working these jobs. These jobs are just meant to be a means to an end. Quite frankly, it's not meant to. These jobs are not meant to keep you for you to get rich or you get rich quick type of thing. That's why we have to invest. We have to go into real estate or go into some type of business for ourselves, because these jobs are just not gonna. It's just not gonna work. Number one, you're going to be put in a higher tax bracket. When you have a 9 to 5, when you have a job, jobs, income from jobs, and I don't know if you all know this or not, but income from jobs, that income is taxed the heaviest. You pay the most taxes on income from a 9 to 5. I don't know if you all knew that. I just learned that recently. I didn't realize that. That's a big one, y'all. That's a big one. And that's going to keep you from being financially free. And the reason why, your people, your billionaires and your millionaires, your Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all these folks, the reason, well, there's a number of reasons why they got their money, but a big part of it is they don't pay a lot of taxes, y'all. Most of them, they don't. I think Jeff Bezos too, they don't pay any taxes. And that's because, they are business people, and they have a lot of their income comes from, they're heavily, heavily invested, and a lot of their income come from investments. And so when you have investments, hardly any of that is taxed. Very little of it is taxed, if it's taxed at all. Now, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax person. So don't quote me on that. But if you guys do your research and look into that, but yeah, very little of investment income is taxed at all. Very little. Like with your real estate investments and things like that. Now, if you live in a home and you happen to sell a home, depending on the dollar amount or the profit that you make, you don't even have to pay taxes on that. So, what does that go to show you? But if you don't live in a home and it's treated as investment property, I believe you do have to pay some taxes on that, but it's not going to be as taxed as heavily as a 9 to 5 job, which that just blew my mind. I'm like, what? So when we're working at the McDonald's or, wherever we work, that income is taxed the most. And that just blew me away. It seems to me like it should be the opposite. Like we should be taxed the least amount. But that's just not how our country is set up. But you guys let me know. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. And please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.